At the park near my house, there's a small strip of forest, which we affectionately call the site. Two years ago, I planted a western hemlock in a clearing near the top of the site. I go and check on it relatively often. This blue biodegradable marking tape shows us what year it was planted. Tsuga heterophylla is Washington's state tree. It's an evergreen coniferous tree that's found in temperate rainforests. A number of western hemlock are planted throughout the site.
Fir trees have done great this summer.
Yeah. Tim Voss is the caretaker of this strip of land.
Look at that one over there. It's got like a 3-foot spike on it.
He's been a volunteer forest steward at the site for around 3 years now.
I think one of the real benefits of being a forest steward is that you get to know a place really well, and it's just been, it causes you to just stop and slow down and notice things. So when you plant a tree or a flowering red currant bush, you really pay attention to its growth each time that you visit, and it's remarkable to see how they change over time.
The light green needles at the end of a hemlock tree's branch are new growth. My tree hasn't had much new growth recently. Initial growth is very slow for hemlock trees, and the location I planted it in might not have been the most hospitable.
I know that they like to grow around decay and rotting wood, so I always try to put them close to a rotting log, or definitely with lots of chips in the hole and around them.
Like many trees, hemlocks form ectomycorrhizal associations with microscopic fungi in their area. Unlike some trees, they do this with wood decay fungi as well as soil fungi. But I planted my tree right next to a rotting log.
The ones that have done best are some of them that are right behind you there. They have quite a bit of sunlight, morning sunlight, but not a lot of direct sunlight in the afternoon. And they're on a hillside that I think is pretty well supplied with water. Even in the drought, they've done pretty well.
The place I planted my tree is pretty heavily shaded, and the soil in that area is dry and hard. But hemlock trees are climax species, meaning they're very stable within their native habitats. They're good competitors in forests like the one at the park, but they're not great colonizers of new areas. Even though my hemlock tree hasn't been growing very fast, it still seems like it's doing all right.
One thing I try to do is plant the trees in clusters, so usually at least 3 or 5 of them together, so they have friends.
So maybe my tree's just lonely.